Hello, we are Laurentiu and Alexandra, Master Certified Ascension coaches affiliated with Twin Flame Universe.
And today we're going to talk about, your twin flame being involved with a karmic, or your twin flame having a third-party relationship, or just for the people who don't know what that means, your twin flame is with somebody else, and how to deal with that. So we're gonna go through a few things about these topics. It's quite a in-depth topic. So we will go through how to really align with the vibration of your twin flame, because that's really important. What a karmic or this situation can mean for you, and how you can deal with it. We will discuss about challenges with cultural differences or religion or things like that, and how to approach it. We will discuss about boundaries and standards, so you know what you need to do to be with your twin flame. Good. So let's start with the first topic, which was love list. Which was, so you really need to align with the vibration of your twin flame. When something happens and your twin flame is with somebody else, it really shows like a really big misalignment. And what I see is that a lot of people focus on the twin flame and focus on the third party and focus on what's happening over there. And what you need to do is actually focus on yourself. Go back inward, right? And connect with who you are, connect with who your twin flame is, and align with that. So the best tool that we know for that is called a love list, where you just write down the qualities, the core values, and how you want to be treated in the twin flame relationship. This is really, really important, because you do want to kind of focus on what do you want to attract. Remember, like where you invest your energy, that's where you're gonna, that's what you're gonna manifest. So if you're gonna constantly think about the marriage or the karmic or your twin flame never coming back to you, that's what you're going to manifest, because that's what you're putting energy into. So in order to counteract that and heal that, start focusing on making your love list and healing around it and embodying your love list today, so you can build that attraction within you. Yeah.
Yeah, like as you build that attraction, it's going to be clear for your twin flame. Because if you're not clear yourself, your twin flame is not going to be clear. They're not going to see you clearly, so they're going to seek stuff about you in somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's why, third party can happen, because they think they have that energy that they want to. They have that appearance maybe, or like certain qualities that maybe you have, but like you don't really recognize yourself, or you don't really come into a space where you yourself see yourself.
Yep.
So really go through that process of seeing yourself to be able to come to a place so your twin flame sees you. And that's how it is with the love list. It's going to be a very powerful tool. Now, when it comes to moving from the love list to your twin flame just, like they're with somebody else, and you prioritize on them. And I feel like this kind of leans very perfectly into that, because as Alexandra was saying, people usually focus on the twin flame more than themselves. And if they do that, what's happening is they prioritize their twin flame over themselves. When you prioritize your twin flame over yourself, the way your twin flame is going to mirror is not going to be they're going to prioritize you over themselves. That's not how mirroring works.
Yep.
Mirroring works in this way. If you prioritize your twin flame over yourself, your twin flame will prioritize someone else over themselves, which is not going to be you. I'm sorry to break it down for you, but that's how it happens.
Yes, because you and your twin flame are one. So if you are not focusing on yourself here, your twin flame is not going to focus on himself. So therefore, he's not going to focus on your union and what's going to be the healthiest for both of you, right? So it's really important here to, look at these patterns and do the mirror exercise to heal. And if you don't know what the mirror exercise, we do have a video about it on our channel, so check it out, right? But it's important to heal these patterns, and you will notice them in how you feel. How do you feel about the situation? How do you feel in your life? Do you feel good? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel like you're living your best life or not? If not, then those are areas to be healed, especially about your relationship. Look there and don't be afraid to address maybe you're afraid of being abandoned, so work to the abandonment wound. Maybe you're afraid that you're going to be rejected. Work to that rejection wound. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough to be with your twin flame. Maybe the karmic is prettier or has like some sort of quality that you do not have. Then, it's work through that not feeling good enough pattern. Maybe it's just a matter that your twin flame doesn't see you correctly, or they have a little bit of like misconception about you. Well, you can work through that. It means that you need to show up for yourself and present yourself accordingly and claim who you truly are. Also maybe just like this energy of like standing up for yourself and standing in your power. You may feel like you may not have any, again, like I'm going to emphasize on this, because you may feel like you don't have any power, or you do not have a choice, or you can't do anything about this situation. This is an energy of disempowerment, and this is an energy of separation, because you and your twin flame are one. So you have way more power than you believe in this relationship. So it can be an energy of victimization when you do not allow yourself to see your union as it should be, all right? So this can be one of the patterns presented. There's many other things, and we can discuss about the culture and religion too, but like essentially it's really important for you to get to know yourself and look at this, because I think it can be very easy to identify what's like your biggest feelings about this. It could be resentment, it could be anger, it could be deep hurt and pain, it could be betrayal, whatever it might be. That energy, you can heal it and you can take steps to manifest your union, right? But as long as you kind of feed energy into that pattern is going to continue to be manifested, right? Good.
Yep.
I think like another thing that I see a lot of people with the karmic is that they don't recognize that, their twin flame lessons with the karmic are also their lessons, right? And that you can speed up the healing process by just healing around this situation for yourself and for your union, right? So this is another thing to like, again, like where you don't see yourselves as one, right? Like, for example, like if me and Lau were to be like in separation, right? And let's say like Lau would have like some sort of, I'm in a good financial space, right? And then Lau has like maybe a financial debt, then it means that I also have a financial debt, right? Like that would mean...
Yeah, though like you said, both me, I have a financial good and financial debt at the same time. Is that what you meant?
I have a financial good and you have a financial debt. That's what I meant. Yeah. So like, like if that's the case, then I would also have a financial debt, because we are one. But if I don't accept that, or if I'm not willing to look at it and consider it and see, okay, how we can work through this together, then I would be choosing separation over there. Now, it doesn't mean that I give it all my money blindly to Laurentiu, especially if we are at the beginning of the relationship. Trust needs to be built. But you can heal around it. You can see, okay, how do you feel, about the situation that, your twin flame might be in a worse space that you anticipate with some things. And definitely them being in a relationship with somebody else is not a good space for you to be together, right? So move through those feelings, of, kind of like see how you're manifesting like this unavailable energy, right? Some situation as well of, to go deeper with this, it might be manifesting because of different patterns that you have experienced through like your relationships like with the opposite sex in a way. Like for example, you have like you never had like male figures that loved you, well, you might manifest a twin flame that seems unloving because there's like a relationship component that needs to be healed with the divine masculine. So this is why they might like be with somebody else right now, right? Because it's that energy of like, I never had like a man, like a masculine figure in my life that was available for me and loving towards me. So that can be like a way it can also be manifested. And we're going through a lot of energies right now, and some of you might resonate with you, some might not. You know, it's really important to kind of, again, just dig deeper into your own healing to find out why are you exactly manifesting this. We're just giving you some kind of hooks to help you start the exploration, right?
Yeah.
And general themes that we see overall.
Yeah, and we can now go to the culture aspect, because I
Yes.
feel like that's going to be another subject that you may want to consider, because there are people that have different cultures, different religions, different backgrounds, different countries, and might seem contradictory for many of you when actually, like, if you go through the process of healing, to the emotional process of overcoming this limitation, this seem limitation by the culture or religion or whatever comes up, you're able to overcome them. But sometimes, like, people might not feel so confident or good because family, or because usually people around them will kind of maybe pressure them to be in a certain way, which that will require to make a choice. Either you choose to be with your twin flame, either you choose to if like don't get me wrong, before I go into that, you don't have to choose one or another unless they conflict with each other. If
Yes.
your parents and your family, it's okay with your twin flame, even if it's a different culture or a different religion, it's perfectly fine. But if your family is kind of like, no, we cannot accept this, it's impossible, I'm sorry, you have to give up on it because it's not how we want them to be, then you have to understand that you either like choose to be on the side of that or on the side with your twin flame. You cannot have both, because you'll have a big contradiction in your life unless they really choose to change their mind and see it in a better way. And you can always discuss, and if they're open to discussion, I feel like you can always get to a middle ground to understand with your family. But that's up to them, it's not up to you. And it's really important to see how you act to that and how you learn how to put proper boundaries about situations where people push you to be something that doesn't feel good to you, that gets you away from your twin flame.
Exactly. And if the twin flame is this circumstance, and they might be, you know, kind of tied to this other person due to cultural differences or kind of religion, it's really important, again, for you to pursue this internally and to heal and to see, okay, what is it showing to you? Why is this, like, again, like unavailability presenting to me to heal? And what do I need to do to kind of stand up for my union, right? Yeah, because like it's ultimately you would have to be presented with the choice, and the choice is here to radically accept and choose yourself, right? And this will make your twin flame want to radically accept and choose you. So it's not about you kind of chasing them or making them do anything, but you know, standing up for yourself, standing up for your union, and not giving up just because you have like a cultural kind of difference here, right? Good.
Yep.
And ultimately, here's something to really consider, like at some point, and this is why we discussed about the love list. If the culture that your twin flame kind of chooses here, right, or the religion, if the values are extremely different, that you cannot, like, you know, you cannot agree with them, but your twin flame constantly chooses it, and if you constantly heal about it but you do not see results, you might consider that this person is actually not your twin flame, because it's a really big, you know, like the spiritual path that you choose in life, you know, it's a really big choice, and it's an important choice for each and every one of us. And I'm not saying just because there exists a different says that you're not twin flames. But if you do heal about it, if you address all the blocks and things are just simply not budging and simply not changing, it might be time for you to move on and release this person and call in your true twin flame, right? So I did wanted to mention that, because ultimately things with your twin flame should come into alignment, right? The more that you commit to this journey, the more that you do the mirror exercise, the more that you heal. So therefore, if that really doesn't happen, at some point you will have to consider this option as well. But again, that option comes after the healing. Good. So with that, going into standards and boundaries. So something that I wanted to kind of just make very clear with this. It's really important for you to have a standard for yourself or where your twin flame is, because you do not want to have to go way too deeply into a relationship that doesn't feel appropriate with your twin flame while they are with somebody else. I don't think I need to develop why that is. You know what I mean? So why is that important? Well, if you truly want to be in a relationship with your twin flame, you want the whole package, right? You want everything. So therefore, if that's what you want, you have to be honest with that and stand up by that. And just having a fraction of that by entertaining some sort of, kind of affair situation is not really respecting yourself. It's not really respecting everybody involved. And you really need to kind of look at it. And again, what do you choose? I always see like a lot of people be like, oh, well, my twin flame is committed with somebody else and I'm gonna, entertain certain things. Well, does that feel good for you? Does that feel aligned? Do you feel like that is supporting you? Do you feel like your relationship is actually moving forward by you having this or not? I see a lot of people really needing to put up some stronger boundaries and to claim what they desire from their twin flame so they can take the steps necessary to manifest that reunion, right? So this is something to be truly considered. You might feel good for a while to do things, kind of under the table, but again, you want the full package. So at some point, you will have to face this thing that you want girlfriend treatment or you want boyfriend treatment. You want to be treated like a wife or like a husband. And if your twin flame is already committed to somebody else, that's something that really needs to be addressed, right? And really needs to be put into perspective. Yeah.
Exactly. Because once you have it in perspective, it's going to be easier for you to just approach it.
Yep.
So
take that into account. It's okay if things happen between you and your twin flame, but see how you want to move forward. See how you want your relationship to evolve from this point onwards, right? So hold your value high. This is really, really important. Good.
But don't use this hold your value high as a way to not connect with your twin flame or not figure out what's going on or not heal.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that because
hold your value high doesn't mean you can have a conversation on friendly terms and discuss about the situation or even just be emotionally there for one another as friends. That's like a really good space to be, as you're navigating the situation, so you can fully let go of that. You can totally be like as friends and support one another through this, right? And not just again, having the relationship be what it's not really, even if you are the true partner of your twin flame, and you are claiming that and you are sharing that, it's important to value and respect yourself, right? Good.
And I think that's all on the list, right?
Yep, that was all.
So with that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave us a like and leave us a comment if you have anything to share about this subject or anything else that you want to say. So see you in the next video.
See you in the next one.